Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Griffin's Nest. My name's DJ Hester, and here we are for session two of Ad Astra, our Starforged, Ironsworn Starforged campaign. Um, really looking forward to this session. We're planning on doing the creating our starting sector, so the making some locations that we can visit, and then once we get through that, we're gonna try to pick a pick a hook and jump in and start telling a little bit of this story before we end out tonight. So I'm gonna pass it over to Paul and let him introduce himself, and then we'll get going.
Hi everyone, Paul, also known as the Raven Rolls. Uh, Currently, I'm not streaming anything and not playing anything aside from this, but I may be starting Harbinger campaign in Harbinger shortly. I'll keep you posted, and I'll be starting that soon because a lot of people interested in that.
Yeah, I love Harbinger. Another group, another game. Abtabs got their hands on. For those of y'all who don't know, if you're tuning in and you've never heard of this, Starforged is a sci-fi version of the game Iron Sworn, by created by Sean Tompkin, and this book has a lot of influence and help from the guys at Absolute Tabletop. It was very successfully kickstarted, and I believe it's currently available for Kickstarter backers, and I think they're working towards a public release. I think they may be waiting on physical stuff for that. I'm not sure. But ironswornrpg.org, I believe. It's somewhere in this. Yes, no, not com. ironswornrpg.com. You can get the original Ironsworn, which is a fantasy game there. Um, and then there are links about Starforge, but like I said, it's not currently publicly available yet. Um, so, just a quick recap from last session. We created our world, the truths about our world. So, I'm going to give a quick overview of what we came up with. Due to a catastrophic war against artificial intelligence, our people left our original home world and used experimental faster than light drives to fling us into what we now call the Forge. But it possibly caused some rifts in the space time and caused some things that we don't really know the outcomes of just yet. Not everybody made it from that journey because of these drives, and we ended up, I think we decided that five of these colony ships made it to the new world and kind of settled all across this sector, all across this solar system. And people known as the Iron Sworn sell. We found this resource when we got here that we called black iron, and people started using it to swear iron vows to be um, heroic and to solve problems, big and small. Um, the law is sort of determined by these domains. There are people for each of these ships that sort of govern each region, um, and then but there's a group of there are bounty hunters that sort of come in and sort of take care of issues that arise. There's not really a religion here. We sort of felt that the gods failed us in our own home, and people kind of find their own in this world. Whatever they want to believe, they can choose to do so. There are magical powers. in this world, and whether it's due to this faster than light or just here in the forge or whatever it may be, there are people that have access to these powers, and we call those people paragons. Um, then some really important pillars. I'm just kind of skip ahead here. Some really important pillars in this world are uh, protectors that are called guardians. Another thing that is very important is healing. We brought this healing information from our old world, and we thought that it was very important that we maintained this healing abilities, and so we started taking these healers and making them very important, and training people very well to become healers. And then there are people, because we don't use artificial intelligence, information and data is very important, and it's sort of heralded by people called adepts, people that are specially trained to know and research and find and maintain the knowledge of our history and the new discoveries of the forge. All of these people train at a place called the Academy, which is in, I believe, Terminus is the name of the central area of this world, and so the Academy is at Terminus, and so the sort of upper echelon of the training here are for guardians, healers, and adepts. But at lower levels, there are all sorts of things that you can learn, like engineering and couriers, people that carry messages, and grubs, which are scavengers and people that look for artifacts and useful bits of old technology and things that we can study, because that's very important to our people. So we aboard the crew of, what did we decide? The poltergeist? Is that what we
I
decided?
think I think so. Yes.
So the crew of the poltergeist is Echo Buzzard Booker and Gavin Snipe Durant. Buzzard is a scavenger, as his name would suggest. Um, he's also a blade master. He always keeps a sword on his hip, and he also, along with our ship, he also has a rover, a land vehicle that we use to transport goods to and from different locations throughout the planets that we land on. And Snipe is our gearhead, sort of our he loves technology and dealing with scraps and artifacts and things like that. He's also got some special abilities. He's a bit of a kinetic. He can move things, which is helpful when he's working on stuff, but it's also useful in combat when it needs to be. And because of his gearhead and his abilities, he's helped take our ship and reinforce it and make it a little bit stronger. This is partially because our ship is a precursor ship. It's a ship that was here um, from before our people got here, and parts of our ship are actually made from black iron, which is a fairly rare substance. And because we've sort of scavenged and protected the black iron for our ship, it's kind of helped keep our ship in good shape. Now it does. We decided that it definitely doesn't look like other precursor ships, most of which get fixed up and look real nice, but you can tell that some of the regular iron paneling has just been painted black to match the black iron, but it doesn't ever really match properly. Um, Ours is sort of piecemeal and scrapped together, but all of the black iron is real. It's real black iron, and our goal is to, and I believe my background vow is I swear to find enough black iron for the entire forge. I want black iron to be a usable resource again in this area, and so it is my goal to search and to find a good source of it so that we can have access to it again, because I respect the material and I think it's it's very valuable and very useful, and would love for everyone to have access to it. And Paul, why don't you read Snipe's background vow for
I think I have down. I vow to determine the purpose of this alien tech, and I'm trying to remember where I
everybody?
put that down.
I think you just decided that on one of our trips you found a piece of alien precursor tech and you have no idea what it does. So
Yes, I think that's what I.
now we determined that the reason we ended up together is we were friends at the academy, and when I was studying to be a grub, and Snipe was studying to be an engineer, and I finished my schooling and got my degree as a grub, and Snipe decided he had had enough of the academy and decided he wanted to just take his knowledge and
It's,
leave.
I figure they taught me all they could teach me. I didn't need a piece of paper saying I knew what I knew. So,
So that is what we did last session, and we took that took that 3 hour session and turned it into 15 minutes. So I think we did a pretty good job there, or less than that actually. But so this session, like I said, we're going to start by building our sector, our starting sector. And we determined that the forge for us is more like a solar system because we don't have access to general faster than light travel. So it's our this the forge. I think we decided had 9 planets. I was just told that my mic is low. Let's see if I can adjust that. Which one is my mic? That one. Okay. Um, so I think we determined that there were 9 planets in this solar system, and 5 of them have been settled by these colony ships. So we're going to pick one of these, and we're going to build the starting sector. Now, in the book, I love the way this book is laid out. It just takes you through everything you need to do to play the game. And so last session, we went through the whole world truths section, and then we went through the whole character creation section. And now we are on the section called building a starter sector. And so it tells you what you need. Starforged comes with this wonderful play kit full of reference material and worksheets. And a couple of these worksheets, let me see if I can get these on camera without overexposing. This is the sector sheet up at the top here. There is a hex grid so that you can draw a sector map. And then down here is spaces to give information for locations that you discover. And then this page is the connections page. So it allows you to write the names of characters that you meet, and this is a progress bar, and you can build your relationship with different people. It will take you through that whole process this whole section does. So let's get started with a little description of what is a sector. It says a sector is a settled or explored area of space. So basically, it's just a region. It's any a small collection of locations that are all within I'm sure a couple days travel of each other. So let's see. We're going to choose a starting region. So the regions are Terminus, which is sort of the heart of the forge. The Outlands, which are sort of the more newly settled regions of the Forge. The Expanse, which is the area that's barely settled at all, it's kind of very new discovered, and then the Void, which is beyond what has been settled in this region. So we need to decide where this starting sector wants to be. Either Terminus, so Terminus would be up near where the Academy is, I would imagine. The regions closer to the Academy. The Outlands are the ones that are a little farther away from there, and then the Expanse are the sort of uncharted planets within the sector. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good question. Do we want to be close to civilization? Because I think we decided that we work well either with existing colonies and helping out, uh, as Ironsworn do, or off somewhere a little else. So maybe we'll start off a little closer to civilization, I think.
I was
I
thinking maybe
can.
the Outlands, maybe not
Oh, the
quite
Outlands?
not quite
Oh,
Terminus, but
yeah,
like
yeah, yes,
the
yes.
the Outland, the more like in Star Wars, it might be the Outer Rim, the sort of the area where it's a little less settled, but there are still settlements. Um, but yeah, just not quite in the sort of heart of the Forge. I like that because I like the idea that we decided that we're grubs and part time couriers as well, and we sort of get the rougher jobs, the cheaper jobs because we're not super high quality necessarily. I mean, I'm a certified grub, but neither of us are couriers, and so the fact that we're doing that work without proper education. Um,
Well, it depends who. We're not going to charge standard pay for that. So
right.
people who would partake in our services are probably a little further out from Terminus. So I think Outlands works if that's
Yeah.
kind of
Okay.
job we end up
So
with.
I will put this sector is in the Outlands. Okay. The next is determine the number of settlements, and for this, it basically gives you a number based off the region you check. Now, it says in future parts when you're building a sector for later parts in the game, this is not a hard and fast rule. This is just to help us get started. And it says it recommends for an Outlands sector to start with 3 settlements. So I think that'll give us plenty of options for a good starting location and a couple of future locations, possibly some references we can come up with throughout the story. So yeah, so 3 settlements is what we're going to build during this. Excuse me, during this exercise. Now we're going to generate settlement details. There is a list of Oracle tables that it recommends we roll on, starting with the settlement name table on page 325. So this is a D100 table. This is for um, these are settlement roll tables, so we got to roll 3 of these. So we'll each roll one, and then we'll figure out the next one. So you go ahead and roll one, and I'll roll one. 36. I rolled 36 Hyperion.
I forgot to take dice out. I'm trying to find my percentage dice. I'm just going to roll these two. What page is the chart on?
325.
Oh, 325. Okay. Ended up on 75. This is 25. Okay. 75.
75. Rhiannon.
You want to roll the first dice? I'll roll the second dice.
Sure, you roll the 10s, I'll roll the 1s.
Oh, so I'm rolling the percentage dice?
You roll the 10s, please.
Okay. 60.
60, I rolled a 5, so 65. Prism.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, I like Prism. So we've got Hyperion, Prism, and Rhiannon. Two ends in the wrong spot. Okay. So the next is the location roll table on 322. So planet side, orbital, deep space. So what we're actually, these are not, we're not rolling the planets here. We are rolling the actual settlements where the people live in this sector. So we need to roll for each of those. A D, D100. I will roll for Hyperion since I rolled Hyperion. Hyperion is in deep space. It's not near a planet. So let's
maybe it's
like a space station. Yeah, a station of some sort.
Which is maybe it is one of the colony ships that never made it onto a planet when its engine gave out or something.
Maybe. So location, deep space. Okay. Did you roll for Rhiannon?
34 planet side.
Okay, so Rhiannon is a settlement on a planet. You can go ahead and roll for Prism while I type.
25, same planet side.
Also planet side. Okay. Prism. Okay, so then we roll the population for each of them. Which I believe is right there again. And this is on the Outlands table. 49. Okay, so Hyperion has hundreds of people living on it. So it's a pretty big station.
So that's Rhiannon. What was
Rhiannon?
The next one?
Yeah,
Rhiannon. Tens of thousands. I rolled a 92.
Wow.
So tens of thousands of people, but that makes sense. They're on the planet. So
yeah, and maybe Rhiannon is the sort of capital city of this sector. Maybe it's the hub of this sector where the what do we call them? Did we call them governors?
I possibly think so.
You said tens of thousands. Okay, and then Prism. Prism, I rolled a 9. There are a few people living in Prism. That's interesting.
I guess maybe it's almost more of maybe a way station of sorts, a trading post.
Maybe, or
Like an intermediate, a waypoint between places. So that's why there's not a lot of permanent
right.
population.
Or it could be a like not well known settlement. It could be like a
Oh, true.
sort of a group of people that sort of live on their own outside the. Okay, authority. So the authority table. So Hyperion has an authority of. Ooh, I rolled a 99. That's oppressive.
That's why there's not that many people there.
No, Hyperion is
Yeah,
oppressive.
100.
That's hundreds of
Right.
people. So
Oh, yeah, 100. It's not a lot, but
not
yeah.
a lot, but
Oh, wow. So for those tens of thousands of people, lawless or none.
lawless. Ooh,
Wow. Maybe, yeah, I guess that's what it is, lawless. Um, everyone for themselves.
okay. You go ahead and roll for Prism. Interested to see this one.
Tolerant.
That makes sense. They,
There's only a few. It's really not.
yeah, it's just sort
There.
of like there's no like real law, but it's not like lawless either. It's sort of like everybody kind of has does their thing, and okay, and then the last things we roll on for the settlements are the settlement projects, which are sort of what is the purpose. This is sort of help us with what is the purpose of these settlements, and it says roll 1 to 2 times. So I say we roll once, and then based off that, we'll see if we feel the need to roll a second time. So Hyperion's first project. Spell. I'll get it right eventually. I'm glad no one else can see this chat. Their first project is. Okay, so now we get to roll. I rolled a 97, which is roll on the action theme table.
It says Omega Man says your mic is still low.
Still low? Okay. Turn it up a little more. Check. That's probably a little better. Okay. So the action theme table, the action was avoid. The theme is avoid resource. Okay. So what can this mean? Avoid resource. So avoid resource. What can that be exactly? Let me roll again on that initial table. And then we'll see if that helps inform our decision. 91. Trade. Okay. So it's a trade post, but there's a resource that's not allowed there. And I am going to not decide what that is right now. We'll figure that out as we go. I feel like.
Well, they're oppressive and they don't want the
Yeah,
resource.
there's a resource that they don't want here, maybe because it will help the people that are being oppressed. Okay. What do you got for?
So first thing is
Rhiannon.
so for tens of thousands of lawless people, I got raiding.
Raiding. Okay.
Yes, which makes sense, I guess.
Right. Okay. You want to roll a second? Let's go ahead and roll 2 for each.
Yeah, I got 97, so it's the same
Action theme.
Action theme. So how do we go about?
So you just roll give me 2 numbers, 1 to 2 D100 rolls, and I'll tell you what it is because I got the table pulled up.
16 and 23.
So 16 is break, and 23 is break defense. So that's pretty. That sounds like raiding to me. There.
Yeah, where's this? Where's that chart you were looking at?
It's the action theme table. So if you're in the book, you can actually just click on that entry, and it will take you to that
table. Oh, there it is. I didn't even notice that.
So
interesting.
Break defense. Okay, and then for each roll one of these for Prism. Subsistence. Okay.
And I lost the page, but I rolled a 10. Oh, here we go. So black market.
That is awesome. Subsistence, basically meaning they're trying to just maintain their own sense of like community and not like, and then the black market being maybe they don't want to be noticed by people because of the black market. I love that. That is awesome.
So what did you get again?
Subsistence. Basically just means like maintaining at a minimum level.
I think that's why there's few of them.
Yeah.
They're tolerant of people because their source of income is black market.
Yeah.
So I think that works really well.
So this sector as a whole is pretty, or at least the places we're currently building, pretty rough. Like, so maybe Rhiannon isn't the capital. The fact that it's sort of a lawless town. I don't like the idea that that's the capital of this region, but it's definitely a large settlement within the region. Okay. So, next we generate the planets. So, if any settlements are located on a planet or in orbit around a planet, you can identify the name of the planet to help flesh out the name of the location. To learn the planet's basic type, go to page 306. Roll once for each planet side or orbital settlement. Optionally, give each planet a name, which there are tables for that on 308 through 318. So 306. Okay.
I'm tempted for Prism to be a shattered world. That's why there's not room for anybody else, and people don't usually go to a shattered world.
We can
like accidentally.
I'm totally down to pick that. Like if instead of rolling on that one, I like that. So planet world, and then we'll give it a name in a minute. And then the planet for Rhiannon, I'm gonna roll that one. 72. 72 is an ocean world. So like
A lot of
basically,
people.
yeah. So it's like a big island.
Yeah, or maybe they live under water.
Yeah, like under like in capsules and stuff, like a capsule city. That's interesting.
Yes.
That's very interesting, and maybe that's why it's a little more lawless because it is harder to get to. It's harder for people like bounty hunters and because
Oh, maybe there is lots of islands or underwater places, so you have to know where you're
where you're
going.
going. This is
It's
like
not like a formal settlement. You just show up to a formal settlement and land your spacecraft.
yeah, this is like the hub of like criminal activity for possibly the whole forge, but you only can get there if you know how. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, and then let's give some names. So let's see a an ocean world. Um, okay, so it only wants us to roll. Oh, there is a list of sample names. So it doesn't want us to roll in any of these tables. It just wants us to look at the names. On page 314 is where I'm at looking at the ocean world names.
Horizon.
Horizon.
I don't know. I'm just
I like
thinking Horizon.
I like Horizon. I like Siren. I like Siren.
Siren sounds good too.
Yeah. See, I like the idea of like siren, like the Greek sirens, like they want you to wreck your ship. They want you to
Yeah, I guess that works. I think we'll go with that one.
siren. Okay, and then Shattered World. Um,
Let's see,
Fragment.
Praxis.
Uh, Praxis. I like that. I like Praxis.
All right, let's go Praxis then.
Okay. Okay. So let's see. The next thing is an optional thing. Generate stars. We decided that the solar system has one like central couple of stars. So, because this is all one solar system, so we won't worry about that right now. Creating the sector map. How kind of roughly far away do we want all these to be from each other? So we know that Hyperion is going to be away from the planets. So I'm just sort of, and I guess we can just. I like the idea that maybe it's not one of the colony ships, but maybe it's an old like precursor station
Oh,
that was like taken over by this small group, and then
right. They're a bit of they came with the colony, but they were not entirely part of them, I guess,
Maybe,
or they had
yeah,
their own beliefs.
yeah, or yeah, maybe it's some sort of like religious like extremists or something that like they all moved there, and then the leaders like locked it down and was like, "You're not leaving."
But they still do trade, but it's probably
Yeah,
heavily regulated.
heavily
And
regulated, and it's probably mostly like survival trade. Like maybe there's something here worth trading, but maybe, but like what they mainly bring in is like food, water, like the essentials, and maybe they want to avoid. Maybe the resource they're avoiding is like
no, the resource they're avoiding is the is it what is it? What do we call it? Black iron? Is that what we called it?
black iron. Well, see, the fact that this would be a precursor station,
Oh, yeah,
there's
yeah,
probably
yeah.
a
That
lot of
makes sense.
black iron there.
Maybe,
So,
yeah, that doesn't work. Okay.
but maybe it's a resource needed to forge items. Maybe they don't want people making weapons. So maybe it's
Hmm.
like coal or like some sort of fuel that they're not allowed to have. Things that would allow people to like take this black iron and turn it into weapons and things to be able to rebel. Maybe that's what they avoid.
We could put a question mark maybe at it and
Yeah,
keep it open.
I'll put no fuel question mark in the thing there. So I'm gonna put it off to the side. I'm gonna make a little box and call it Hyperion. And then then we've got a couple of planets. We've got planet here. I'm just gonna sort of spread them out a little, and then I'm gonna do a little bad imitation of a shattered planet. And so this is
Oh,
Prism.
how about this colony, this Hyperion,
Mm-hmm.
is maybe not known to us, or maybe it is. The reason it's oppressive, it is actually run by a rogue AI.
That would be interesting.
Maybe not any connection to the ones that we were in battle with, but maybe it was maybe it is. We don't know. I guess that could be an interesting idea. So we're not really allowed onto Hyperion. It's almost like we dock and we trade in the hangar bay, or if it's just like in the something simple like that. So we're not really allowed fully onto Hyperion. So maybe we don't know.
Yeah, and I like that idea. We can always explore that more if we decide to go there. Like if we ever like get an interesting role on like a space exploration role, maybe we can make that decision to stumble upon this settlement or something.
Right, right.
So, okay. So I've got here. I'm gonna see. I don't know if you can see this or not. I don't know if I can.
Mm.
So over here is Rhiannon on um, Siren. Down here is Prism on Praxis, and all the way over here is this Hyperion station. Um, Now the next thing we do is create paths, passages. Create passages. So, because this is an outland settlement, we create 2 passages. These passages are basically they're known routes to travel between places that make it easier to travel between them because you already know the route, as opposed to charting a route through them. So we get 2 passages, and we can do one of 2 things with them. We can either connect 2 of our settlements with a passage, or we can take one of the settlements and run the passage off the map to a different sector. So I like the idea that there does not need to be a passage connecting anything to Hyperion.
That works.
So I think easily it would just be connect the 2 planets and then run one off the map.
From
Rhiannon, probably.
Yes, because
it's the whole planet. Yeah.
Yes.
And I think I like the idea that maybe this passage between the 2 is not super well known. It's known by the people that need to go visit Prism.
Yeah, it depends how long ago Prism
shattered. That too.
Shattered or Praxis shattered. So so Siren is the common. If you're coming out this way, you're probably going to Siren.
So that is what I've. So this line here connects the 2, and this one runs off the top of the page to whatever the next sector over, the next group of planets over is. Now, this does not mean that there are only 2 planets in this system. That's just the 2 that we have created because of the settlements that we currently have rolled up.
Now, are we making part of the same system, like in the same sun? Or
yes. I think that's what we decided, that they all of the sectors share a sun, or possibly a couple of suns. We haven't
right. Okay.
That. So these are all one solar system, like our solar system is. So this would be like, this area would be something like maybe Jupiter. And these could, instead of being planets, these could be moons. We haven't decided that.
I think that works, because I said we don't have FTL, so travel between sectors, but if we're within a sector, we don't want it to take too long.
Right. So I think that, like, distance between these places are roughly equivalent to that of between, like, Earth and the Moon, give or take. So, it still takes a little time to travel. And I'm sure these ships are better than our current spaceships are. So, like, they probably can move a little faster than what our actual Earth spacecrafts can.
Yeah, I guess they have like a sublight speed or something.
Yeah, like just boosters and thrusters, that kind of stuff. So.
Impulse.
Right. So, the next thing we do is zoom in on a settlement. So, we pick one of these settlements, and we learn a little bit more about it. I'm thinking we go with Rhiannon, since it's the bigger settlement. So, next thing we do is we go on page 323. No, 323, please. And we roll on the first look table. So this is like, what is, our first impressions of this planet. 49. Industrial architecture.
Seems a little odd, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's the what we know of this. It's sort of like, well, here's the thing. One of the things they say is, if you don't like a roll, you can check the one above it and the one below it. And it just so happens that the one right above what I rolled is hidden or a subsurface location, which is exactly what we were considering.
Right.
So I say we go with that. we say that Rhiannon has hidden or subsurface location. Yeah. So this is the sort of actual settlement of Rhiannon. And maybe it's got a front. I like the idea that maybe this settlement has a front. As like maybe it's an island where like general trade happens. And then the underwater location is the true city. So what do you think about the idea the island is sort of like the public location that like where
Well, I still don't see people coming here for like a vacation or
no.
for something. So there's probably some different landing areas, different uh well, I guess there could still be one primary landing area unless
Right.
you
I'm thinking maybe like I said, like an island that is the public location. It's the public like, oh, you've got to go to Rhiannon for this general trade job, and there's people on the surface that you trade with. You don't deal with the people underground because most people probably don't know that that's there.
I
Um,
guess
so, and then the next thing is the settlement trouble, which is you want to roll that one.
42 hostile life forms.
Of course there are. No. So I'm sure this is probably referring to like monsters or creatures, like animals and stuff.
Yes.
So maybe maybe there are hostile life forms in the water. Maybe there are like sea creatures, and so you have to be careful venturing into the water.
Well, that helps to keep people out of the water unless you know where you're going.
Right.
You have a route or something.
So I like that, and it actually gives us. It says on this table that we could roll another one. So let me. I want to roll another one here. 44. Impassable route.
I was looking at that one.
So I like the idea that maybe this is not about the like underground like crime city. I like the idea that there is literally a place near this settlement that people genuinely can't get to. Like it's hard, like because of possibly these sea creatures or maybe some really bad like rocky outcrops that makes it hard to land. You know, there's no good landing spot, so you can't get to it from space, and the creatures make it hard to travel by water there. And maybe that there's some sort of resource there or something that like they know it's there or they've heard that it's there, but they can't get to it.
I guess a question I ask, can our ship travel underwater
Um, I don't know.
or on a planet, or like do we
We can
like the
land on a
shuttle?
planet. In terms of a shuttle, that is, we do not have a shuttle. We have a rover. We have a like a land vehicle. So I would imagine if we were to visit this settlement, which we might, we would be utilizing like local transportation. while
I
like
guess because there's no law here, Solace doesn't mean it's like chaotic. There's still people, like shuttle service or
yeah,
stuff
and
like this.
I like the idea that lawless doesn't necessarily mean like terrible. It just means there's no actual government. It's just people like move here and they buy land from whoever owns it, and they buy a settlement from whoever owns it, and they do their own thing. There's nobody to like enforce. There's no police. There's none of the like government issued protection is here. Um, I think we talked about like guard. There's no guardian here. There's no marshal here. You know. Um, so
Right, right.
so yeah. So maybe like I said, it's not terrible. Yes, there is raiding and people like breaking in and. But okay, well now that we've rolled this impassable route, if we look back at the project, one of them says break defense. So maybe a like thing that this settlement is trying to do is get into this location, this impassable route. Maybe they know there's something there, or they think that there's something there that they need or want, and so they put resources towards getting to this. There are people that are where they work together, you know, or maybe a company that like has set up shop here, that their job is they're trying to get to this place. I like that. That makes that break defense make more sense. That's the great thing I like about this is because since the tables and everything are just inspiration, they're just ideas, they're just seeds to start the creativity. You can take whatever you roll and then do whatever you want with it. Like nothing is hard and fast. It's all you know fluid, and you can do kind of whatever you want. I like that a lot. Okay.
That's good. And yeah, I like liking the mechanics. Well, I guess this could be used with if you had a DM or I guess they call it a guide or something.
Guide,
So
right. And a
yeah,
lot I read into this for specifically for this section. It does recommend the guide go through this with the party so that they have a say in sort of how they want these settlements to feel, because I think that's
oh
important.
yeah,
That's important for like making sure everybody's on the same page of like what's the tone of the game we want to play here. So the locations have a lot to do with that. Okay, the next thing is if the settlement is planet side or in orbit, which this is, you can also expand your understanding of that planet. So go to the appropriate planet type page, which I believe this one was 114 or 314. I mean, and we get to roll the atmosphere, the observed from space, and the planet side feature. So I'll roll atmosphere. If you want to start on the observed from space. Interesting. This would give a good reason to go underground. That there's a toxic atmosphere here. So
ooh, hey,
so you have to sort of wear a respirator or a spacesuit on the surface, and then you can go under the water, and inside the like domes and stuff, they've got breathable air.
better than corrosive.
Yeah, for sure. What's the first roll you got from observed from space?
I got the one scattered islands.
Exactly what we wanted. Spelled it wrong. Okay. Scattered islands. And I'll roll one on that table. 60 flat is scattered islands. Let me roll again. 98. Descriptor focus. There's another subtables here. Let me go to that. Descriptor. Fragile. Fragile treasure is what I rolled. Maybe this has something to do with that location they're trying to get to. And then planet side feature. Let's each roll one of those. Okay. I rolled 36.
I got 38. I didn't know the same thing.
Yeah.
Subsurf volcanoes.
Okay. I'll roll again just to change it up. Ooh. I rolled a 9. Living islands.
Oh, and they're scattered.
Yeah.
Are these like giant
like lion turtles?
Yeah.
Okay. Planet side features. So we've got
are those the creatures?
Maybe.
They're hostile. You need to know how to deal with them. Either be a local or have information on how to deal with them.
Maybe. So these living islands, maybe they. I like the idea that they're not like. They're pretty, lumbering, pretty slow, and like they don't like. They can't like zoom across the surface. Like they move pretty slow. You probably almost can't even tell that they're moving, if they even are. But I like the idea that the foliage and the things on the plant on the island are somewhat maybe controlled by the island itself. Like it can control the plants and possibly commune with the other animals and stuff on the island to help protect itself. Okay. Okay, now we have to create a local connection.
So actually, I'm guessing the volcanoes are what creates the toxic atmosphere.
That would make sense, yeah.
Even though subsurface, the gases will still come up.
The gas bubbles up and almost like greenhouse gases and stuff. It causes an unbreathable atmosphere.
Yeah, and then these living islands, they use the volcanoes for heat.
Yeah, so I bet I bet that overall the water in this planet is fairly warm. Like it's not cold water. I don't think it's like bubbling like steam vents necessarily. I'm sure right near a volcano it might be more like steam vents, but like the surrounding area, maybe that's part of the reason why they can't get to this location. Maybe it's on the other side of a volcano, or near a volcano, or right near a volcano.
and I see these creatures. They have to leave the warmth of the volcanoes because they're moving around, but they try to get to another one to maintain their warmth. Yes.
Right, that makes sense. Okay, cool. So creating a connection. So a connection represents an important relationship with a non-player character. You create connections with NPCs, advance to those relationships throughout the course of your narrative, and forge bonds to represent deeper connections. Building and nurturing these relationships will allow you to mark progress on your bond's legacy track and gain experience. Connections also offer narrative benefits appropriate to their role. You can support your actions with mechanical bonus. For now, you have a single connection in the starting sector. You almost certainly know other people here and elsewhere, but you aren't truly connected to those people, or they aren't the focus of your story. You can formalize other relationships and make them a connection throughout the course of your adventures. So, if you're playing with others, you will create a single connection as part of this exercise. This will be a shared connection. Whether through introductions or collective interactions, each of you has a link with this person. Consider how they fit into the background of your team. So, we're going to create one person that both of us know and have some sort of connection with. We'll figure out exactly what that is. Now, we get to make our first move of the game. So, which of us has the higher heart? I have a heart of 2.
Then that would be you.
Okay.
I have no heart. No.
Yours is a 1.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will roll plus heart. I don't believe either of us has anything for making connections. So roll plus heart. On a strong hit, you create a connection. Give them a roll and a rank. When your connection aids you in a move closely associated with their roll, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. On a weak hit, do the same, but it comes with a complication or cost. And then on a miss, you don't make a connection, and the situation worsens. Now,
Well, 2 is not bad. +2.
yeah, +2 is not bad. Okay, so
Yeah.
just to explain for anybody watching this, the way you make a move, this is specifically I believe it's called just a standard action move. A move. You roll 2d10s, and the 2d10s are the challenge dice. This is what you're trying to beat. You then roll your action die, which is a d6. You add any modifiers. For my case, is a +2 for my heart. And you are trying to, I believe, roll over, not meet, but roll over the number on the d10s. If you beat one of them, it's a weak hit, and if you beat both, it's a strong hit, and if you beat neither, it's a miss. So let's first move the game. Here we go. Awesome. I rolled a 2 and a 6 on the challenge dice. I rolled a 5 on the action die, +2 is 7. So we have a strong hit. So we get a solid, good connection here. And in fact, I just read this. For this connection only, we did actually not need to make the roll because it's assumed that it's a strong hit. But we made it anyway. So we need to give this person a roll. This is why do we know this person? What do they do? Is there a roll table for this?
So I'm looking under NPCs.
There is a roll table on page 331. If we wanted to try that. Now, it also recommends, here are a few tips on creating a role for your connection. The connection can be inspired by your character's background and recent history. Are they the doctor who found you in a crash ship and nursed you back to health? Or are they the spy master who will task you with missions in this sector? Consider the role, making the role specific and nuanced, such as a xenoarchaeologist is more inspiring than a researcher. Spice trader is more evocative than merchant. If a connection role does not provide obvious benefits for your character, the narrative purpose of the relationship may be to introduce situations where you will help them. For example, a farmer introduced situations where you, on a backwater world, would face native wildfires, raiders, natural disasters, and more. You will swear iron vows to stand with them. So that's sort of like things to think about who this person may be. You want to roll on the character roll table? We'll see what we get.
Because I'm looking over them, the character roles, and some of them are obviously harder to connect to this place. But let's see what we come with. I might get lucky and get a good one. 64.
A pilot. Well,
interesting.
Okay, I was thinking because I was looking at the list, and the one that drew my eye was the top of that row, 33, 34, a guide. So I like the idea that maybe this person is a pod driver. They ferry people from the surface to the underground.
That's convenient for us then.
Yeah, I like that we've made this connection because I would imagine since we're sort of, we'll take whatever jobs we can get, that we are fairly familiar with this settlement as a whole. We understand it's, that it's not technically a part of the forge. It is, but it's not governed by the forge. But we know we can get there and we can get credits and jobs and whatever. So I like the idea that they're I'll put pilot/guide. I'll make it one roll. Okay. Give the connection a rank. Your connection's rank represents the challenge of advancing the relationship. The higher the rank, the greater the narrative focus and time required to eventually form a bond with them. Choose a rank appropriate to their role and the level of involvement you want them to have in your story. For starting connection, consider to make them troublesome or dangerous, which are the lowest two ranks. I was thinking one of those two. I was thinking that they don't need to be like a big focus of our story. This is just somebody that we know and gets us around. And I'm thinking maybe even just do troublesome because they're. I know these rank names are based off of the quest, the when you swear an iron vow and you that kind of stuff, the difficulty of those, and they just used the same rank system. But I think of troublesome being in this case being they're fairly low importance, but it's not hard to be a friend with them. It's not hard to make that connection, So
yeah, but I don't see them as so can you let us in without payment? No, you're gonna still have to pay him.
Right.
He's like, we're not that good of friends.
Right. And we can, as we grow our relationship with them, if we keep coming back to this planet and we make interactions with them, eventually we can form a bond, which will give us benefits, more and more benefits as we go. So I like the idea that they're troublesome. then define their characteristics. So on page 330, we need to roll the first look. Roll that. Weathered. So they've been around the block a few times. They're probably older and grizzled, maybe. They've made the trek from to the surface and down, countless times. Roll one more time on that first look table. You'll roll one, and that way we can give them another good characteristic.
17 armored.
Armored. Well, and that makes sense because of the atmosphere.
Also, he's not that important, but people may still try to cheat him or something and stuff. So that's why he's always wants to be.
Well, that and he's going to the surface, so like there's no telling what he's going to deal with at the surface too. With the with the islands and that kind of stuff. So he definitely protects himself. Character goal.
So I guess he doesn't have a lot of expenses aside from his underwater shuttle.
Yeah, upkeep on his shuttle.
That's why he's armored himself, because he's a little more important than the shuttle, I guess. I don't know. He can afford it.
89. Well. Okay, action theme. I rolled. Let's roll that. Action. Acquire. 46. Acquire hope. I like that. I like that he's maybe because he's been around for so long and he's seen sort of the people and the dismay, and he's got this goal to acquire hope. He wants to get that thing that's going to help him get to the next stage in his life or whatever. We can decide more what that means as we learn about him. Acquire hope. Okay. And then the revealed character aspect. So we can roll. This is 1 to 2 times on this. So this is sort of like his personality. With each roll once on this one here. I rolled a 56. Just intolerant.
I rolled 84, which is strong. Like he needs to with all that armor and to keep himself.
Yeah. He's strong. He doesn't put up with nonsense. He's a very straightforward kind of, he is what he is kind of guy, and he doesn't put up with you being, if he can tell when you're, making trouble, and he doesn't put up with it. And I think that's probably what we like about him. We don't. Because maybe that's really how we kind of formed our initial relationship with him, is we tried to, maybe, I don't know if I necessarily cheat him, but like we tried to, haggle him and "Oh, we can't afford that," and all that kind of stuff. And he is like, I'm not putting up with that. And we're like, okay, you know what's up, that kind of stuff. I like
Well,
that.
I like you guys. Not enough to give you a discount, but I like you guys
Yeah.
for attempting to try to get a discount.
Okay, and I believe the last thing we got to do is give him a name. I'm assuming this we already decided that this guy is on Rhiannon. Is at Rhiannon, and then his name, page 333. You
You
roll
want to
a.
roll?
I'll roll a first name. You roll a last name.
All right.
I rolled a 25, which is Creed.
Creed Frost.
Frost.
Yeah.
I like that. Creed Frost.
They say he's as cold as ice.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Okay, so then the last couple things are introduce a sector trouble. So what is going on in the sector as a whole? What is the issue here? So I'll roll this, and then you can roll on the table to name the sector. 44. Notorious pirate clans prey on starships.
Well, that's just a day in the life of these people.
Yeah. This whole area, this whole part of the sector, even the civilized area is still overrun with sort of crime and issues. Okay, let me put up here. Trouble. Pirates. Space pirates.
Got out of the word space.
Space pirates. Okay, and last thing is sector name, which I believe is on page 302. So 2 rolls.
You can roll the first one if you want,
Me
or I'll
roll?
roll.
Okay, I'll roll a prefix. I rolled Solana, 85.
Flux.
Solana Flux.
Yeah, I rolled 34.
I like that. So this sector is called Solana Flux. Okay. So we've got 3 decent settlements here, and we can always add more as we need to. We've currently rolled 2 planets. And we know that overall there are issues with space pirates. And this specific settlement that we've zoomed in on, they are looking, they're trying to get to a certain location on the planet, but volcanoes and living islands and hostile creatures are keeping them from getting there. And there's no the government of the Forge is not present on this settlement. Cool. I believe that is the last thing we do before we start playing. So I say let's take a quick. How much longer are you up for playing for? It's 9. It's 9 o'clock for me. We've been going for an hour and a half.
Yeah, we could play for a little bit, at least get Let's do something more than just create the
Yeah.
settlements.
Because the next section is envision an inciting incident. So, like, this is why are we here? And then set the scene. So there's like a little prologue area, and then make the move to swear an iron vow for what we need to do. So I think what we need to do is let's take a quick break, bathroom
Okay.
and drink and whatever. When we come back, we will do the inciting incident. We will set the scene, and we will swear an iron vow, and then we'll pick up next time from there.
Okay.
Okay, so we will be right back in 5 minutes or so um, to start actually getting into the story of Ad Astra. Okay, we're back. Um, let's actually get this going. So, hopefully my phone won't die on me between now and then. So, let's envision an inciting incident. This is why we're here. The inciting incident is the problem at the beginning of a story that propels the protagonists into action. Everything that up to that point is backstory. It is an inciting incident that begins your campaign. At this point, you already know you may already have a problem or mission in mind for the start of your campaign. If so, you can skip. I don't think we really currently. I don't currently have anything. I have a feeling something's going to happen, probably on Rhiannon, at Rhiannon, but that's really all I got right now. I don't know what exactly we're going to do. Um, um, At this point, if not, consider the following. Consider the narrative fodder from the previous exercises. Truths, selected truths. Which factions, conflicts, or dangers offer an opportunity for adventure? And then quest starters. So there was a bunch of quest starters back during that thing when we were doing the truths. I'm going to scroll back up there real quick. I'll do that on the computer. So,
Thinking, people may not know who we are. The badass. Uh, what are we, Iron Sworn, or whatever that we
yeah.
are? This area, obviously, Solana Flux has trouble with space pirates. Particularly, Rhiannon is where they're situated on them because it's known for raiding and stuff like that.
Right.
The people, which there's like tens of thousands of space pirates. So maybe we are attacked by space pirates, not knowing that we don't have much, but maybe we're not gonna back down.
Yeah. I also like the idea. You mentioned the fact that Rhiannon is like this, where the space pirates maybe are. But I like the idea that maybe they don't want the space pirates here either. Maybe it's sort of cramping on their style.
Oh, so you're saying the lawless people of Rhiannon are not necessarily space pirates?
Right. I think that the space pirates
Okay.
have moved in on Solaris Flux and Rhiannon, even the people, and I'm sure like the more governed regions are probably sending bounty hunters and things like that to help solve the problem. But people at Rhiannon don't have access to those kind of people because they're not governed by the Forge. So
So we're to stop space pirates?
maybe.
I think it's their own fault for being a lawless area. It's just they're inviting trouble.
That too. Um, so here's a list of things. This is what makes a good inciting incident. Make it personal. Make it a problem that won't go away on its own. Give it a ticking clock. Up the stakes and limit the scope. I think the idea around the space pirates, I think, fits a lot of those. It limits the scope. They're just targeting Solaris Flux, this sector.
Because maybe people want to come here because it's lawless, but it's not a bad place to
Right.
live. It's you could do what you want within, like, obviously, don't mess
I
with
think
people.
right. I feel like if you step too far out of line, somebody's just gonna come get you because they can and they will. Um, so
People
it's
just
sort
want
of
to be
like
left
a
alone,
right. It's sort
or
of like a thieves code, like a you know, don't mess with me and I won't mess with you, you know, sort of truce between certain people. Um,
the space pirates are
aren't
making
yeah,
it
they're
difficult
not in on
for
that
everybody.
truce. Yeah. Um, make it personal. So maybe so we've been to
Buddy,
Rhiannon, yeah. We've been to Rhiannon a few times, maybe not a lot. Um, but maybe it's a good place to get parts and stuff for our ship.
well, yeah, maybe even not Rhiannon, but obviously, if you can't find it in Rhiannon, we go to Prism.
You go to Prism, right? Um,
It's not to say that we're opposed to things like the black market. We're just opposed to space pirates, especially attacking us.
right. So yeah, maybe either we're I like the idea that maybe we're on our way to Rhiannon to do some trading or something, and maybe we do get attacked. Or okay, so um, it says allies in the inciting incident. If you are playing with others, which we are, you will undertake this quest together as a shared vow. Discuss your ideas for the incident and discover how the quest fits the nature of your team. So I think that let's see. I like the idea that we're gonna have to deal with these pirates. We're coming in and something happens and we have to deal with these pirates. So set the scene. This is the second step. Based on the nature of your inciting incidents, where will you begin your story? Are you in the depths of space about to encounter some new mystery or danger? Are you at the settlement you detailed in the previous exercise, ready to take on an urgent sworn mission? Whatever the location, you have two options for start play. You can begin with a prologue or in media res. And I think for us, in media res is where we need to start. I think
Yeah, I
that
think
that's
that
going to be
works.
um, so, in media res is a Latin term meaning in the middle of things. You start your story at a crucial point. Your inciting incident is happening now, or is an imminent threat. Raider ships appear on the settlement's radar. Hey. A marauder creature attacks. The battered trade ship calls for help. You can begin with a tense, action oriented scene as you encounter the problem, or you might frame the scene where you immediately swear a vow and commit to this quest, uh, letting the result of that move trigger what happens next. Either way, when it's time to swear an iron vow, jump to the next page. Okay, so we are on the poltergeist, and we are traveling down the passage from the sector outside of this one towards Rhiannon, towards the planet of Siren. And let's see. Let's. Did we ever decide who flies? Am I the pilot? I think I'm the pilot because you're the engineer. You keep the ship running, and I fly it. I think that's what we decided.
Yeah. What characteristic is for piloting? I guess.
I think it's um. I, let me look that up. Do set your stats. I think it's either wits. It doesn't say on here. Let me check the pilot asset card and see if it says which skill to use, and then we'll go based off that. Is there not a pilot card?
It's a navigator.
Yeah.
Navigator is
Ace. It's called Ace.
Oh, Ace. Well, not exactly either.
Yeah, it doesn't say which stat. Aggressiveness, prowess when fighting at close quarters. Agility, prowess, courage, power, willpower. I'm going to say it's either wits or heart. To me, that makes the most sense.
And your heart is a 3?
2. Both my wits and heart are 2.
Because I guess I could be the pilot, and then it's like, well, that really needs to get fixed. So you know what? Take the stick and I have to go fix that.
Okay, so we both can fly. I like that idea that we're both.
I guess I'm because you would make probably a good gunner, possibly. I don't know.
Maybe. I think you took the higher edge.
Edge, I have a 2.
Yeah, and I have a 3 iron, so I'm better at like physical combat. You're better at like
right
at ranged.
So
combat.
basically, as long as we're in the ship, I'm the better guy, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, and that's so. I like that, you know, we take turns doing whatever. When things need to happen, you make them happen. But
if we're just piloting normally, it probably won't matter. But if it's an important, like if we were in a fight, it probably would be me unless I'm fixing the ship.
Right. Let me check the move list. That might actually help us better. Let me check the move list for like piloting moves.
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't set a course. Set a course is supply. It's interesting. I don't actually see one.
Yeah, there's so explore a waypoint is wits. Set a course is supply, which is not one of the stats. A lot of these, it depends on like what exactly is happening as to which stat you roll. So
I guess it is wits from the, explore a waypoint. What's this one here? Yeah, if it's not, unless it's supply or something, but I guess we could decide what it is. Where are the characteristics? Let's see if they give us any more information.
yeah, I'm looking at those right now. Those are on page 110. Expertise, knowledge, and observation is wits. courage, willpower, empathy, social ability, and loyalty is heart. So I think it's wits. Either wits or edge, which would again be you, mostly.
What was your edge again?
My edge is 1.
Oh, okay. I guess, yeah, I'm the primary pilot. If you're piloting, either something else has taken
Right.
my attention, something more important than piloting, or we're just casually flying
Cruising,
around.
right?
But yeah, I got to go to the washroom here.
Yeah. Okay. So let's set the scene here. We're coming in down the passage towards Siren, headed to Rhiannon for trade. Planning to meet up with Creed. We hope we encounter Creed and not the other pilot that takes us down. And we are approaching the planet, and maybe since we've just sort of casually flying, I'm at the pilot's chair, and I've even maybe got it on sort of autopilot, kind of cruise set with the coordinates, and all of a sudden, the radar starts pinging, and I look up at the radar desk, and there's 2 small blips coming towards us, and so I call out to you and I say, "Hey, Snipe, we got a couple of incoming ships on the radar."
All right, let's see if they're friend or foe.
Okay, well, I go to press the hail button to send out a comm to them, and right before I go to press it, the notification pops up on the screen that they are sending us a message. So I was like, well, I guess they had the same idea. So I clicked the button, and as soon as I click on the comms, I hear on the other end of the comm line, I hear someone yell from the back, from way far back. I hear fire coming through the comms, and I'm like, hello, excuse me, and I glance over and notice on the radar that a very fast moving thing has showed up on the radar, moving towards us, and that my eyes get real big, and I realize what's going on, and I scream, "Brace for impact!" And then there is a move for this.
React under fire.
Either react under fire or enter the fray. I guess we need to enter the fray.
Oh, enter the fray. Okay.
So
when you initiate combat or are forced into a fight, envision your objective and give it a rank. If the combat includes discrete challenges or phases, set an objective with a rank for each. Then roll to see if you are in control. If you are on the move, roll plus edge, facing off against there's different moves.
yeah.
So we have to decide if we are in
So I think we're caught in a trap. So we're gonna need to roll wits. So we need to give this thing a rank. What worksheet do I grab here? I guess the progress tracks worksheet. I guess that's what I need. We're gonna create a new pirate combat. What do we think? Dangerous, maybe?
Yep, I guess it's definitely dangerous.
Okay, let me find how to use progress tracks. Okay, so for dangerous, whenever we get a strong hit, whenever we mark progress, we will mark out 2 complete boxes for a dangerous. Okay. So we're going to enter the fray. We are caught in a trap. My wits is +2. I believe your wits is also +2, right?
My wits? No.
No, your wit.
3.
No, your wits is 3. Okay. Yeah. So you roll this. You roll this like you're trying to figure out what to do here.
So I'm rolling a d6 and 2d10, correct?
Correct. Ooh. You're going to add 3 to your d6.
All right. So that is I rolled those. My targets are a 3 and a 7, and I got a 6. So 1 success.
So a weak hit.
Yeah.
So we can either take 2 momentum or gain control of the situation.
I don't know if we're in control just yet. That's why I think maybe the momentum, we caught them off guard, but we're not exactly in control yet because there's 2 ships, and all we did is just we're still like, what's going on? So I think I just he called me over, maybe some evasive maneuvers of some kind.
Okay, so we're gonna take 2 momentum then.
I think so.
Okay, so we are currently at 4 momentum. And then now we need to react under fire. Now we need, because this missile is happening. This missile is headed towards us. So we need to, when you're in a bad spot and take action in a fight to avoid danger or overcome an obstacle, envision your approach and roll. If you are in pursuit, fleeting, dodging, getting back to position, or taking cover, roll edge. If you are remaining stalwart against fear and temptation, roll heart. If you are blocking or diverting with force or taking the hit, roll iron. If you are moving into a hiding or creating a distraction, roll shadow. If you are changing the plan, finding a way out, cleverly bypassing an obstacle, roll wits. So,
you know what? I actually envision 2 chairs. Both can pilot the ship. So there's your chair and there's my chair.
Yeah.
So you could, for example, pilot us out, just however you want to do that. Because you could say you're going full force ramming them, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think with this initial hit here, I just don't think they caught us so off guard that we can't really react to this, especially because we didn't gain control of the situation. I think we're going to be taking this hit. So we're going to roll. I'm going to roll iron, and I have a 3 in iron.
Yeah.
So on a strong hit, we succeed and are in control, and we will gain a momentum. On a weak hit, we avoid the worst of the danger or overcome the obstacle, but not without a cost. And we suffer a move. We make a suffer move -1, and we stay in a bad spot. If we miss, it's worse. Stay in a bad spot, and we pay the price.
So the way I see it, you said we're under attack.
Hmm.
I jump into I'm in control of my station. That's how we got the +2 momentum, but not enough. I didn't get there fast enough to
That's enough to
avoid
help
getting
move it.
hit.
Right.
Right.
So
So that's why you're trying to position us so that yeah, you
our
take a
reinforced hull.
lot of
Now,
damage.
where's our reinforced hull?
Your vehicle's clad in iron. When you withstand damage,
Okay, so
add +1. So we'll have to see. Let's first try to
yeah,
block or divert it.
so
Like
yeah, so we're taking this hit. Um, Now this move does not mention actually enduring. What is it? Withstand damage.
well, it's
Um,
paying the price.
okay, so yeah,
If
so
you
we
if you suc-
if we
if
fail,
you
we
suc-
have to pay. Oh yeah, I got you. Okay,
right.
so we're good. I rolled a 1 and a 4, and I rolled a 3 + 3, so 6 total for my
So
action die. So we
we
have a strong hit. We are in control of this combat, and we take a momentum. So we are at +5 momentum. Okay.
so the way I see that. So what was firing us? Like, was it a missile? Was it just a shot? What do you?
I like the idea that maybe it was sort of like almost like a physical round, almost like a torpedo round. Um,
Okay, and though we're just story wise, you basically um, angled the ship where the reinforced hull it would just glance off of it
right,
instead of actually doing damage. And it's like you knew we weren't going to be able to avoid the hit, so
right.
you
I bring the ship up just a little so it sort of slides along the bottom of the ship, and if it does explode, it sort of just rocks the ship more than it does actually do any physical damage. If it had hit
now
us
we're
head
hit.
on,
Yeah,
it would have buried itself in, and then it exploded, and that would have not been good. But I got it to where it skipped off the bottom of the ship, and it kind of
yeah.
exploded off the back corner, so it sort of rocks the ship a little bit. So as you sort of land, sit down in your seat, I like the idea that there's this like console that sits off to the side that you can swing in to like gain access to the guns and stuff. That way they're out of the way when you don't need them. So I reach over and I grab the weapons console and I swing it out in front of me, and I'm sure you've got one too. And so we're I jam my finger on the comm button and I say, "What's going on? Who are you?" Trying to get any information I can get, and let's see. What kind of response do you think they get? Or do they give a response? Do they?
At
Uh,
this point, I think that they probably expect it to hit us, so they're a little like, well, that was supposed to hit. What happened? And they're weren't expecting this old looking ship to have.
Dodge like we did.
Yeah. So I think that they're a little taken aback, but not enough to obviously we haven't intimidated them. They're just taken aback for a moment, but they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna answer just yet.
Yeah, that there's sort of like a little bit of static on the other end, and so I say, well, they fired first, so I think it's fair that we fire back.
Oh, yes. So
So
a warning shot or just hit them.
um, I think, well, I think we've show them what kind of weapons we have at least. So I think for move wise, I think this would be the strike. No, that's close quarters. You in control and assault afloat. Close quarters. You strike. Um, is there not a move for
Battle.
range battle?
Fight at range. It looks like.
No, battle is like the whole battle happens in one move.
Okay. So clash. Oh, so clash is close quarters is iron, fire at a distance is edge. So clash, I guess then.
Oh, actually, it's strike works as well. There's a close and a distance for strike. I didn't read the whole.
Oh,
sentence.
strike. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So strike at a lot. So when you attack at a distance, roll edge. On a strong hit, mark progress twice. You stay in control. On a weak hit, mark progress twice, but you're in a bad spot, so you no longer have control. And then on a miss, you're in a bad spot and you pay the price. So you have the biggest edge, so you get the shot lined up.
Trying to remember, did you already got control? Does that give us anything?
We have control, so we can make a strike. That's what that means. So if you're
in
control,
when you are in right.
If we're not in control, we have to be defensive. If we're in control, we can be offensive.
Right. All right, so I got a +2.
+2.
Oh, again, so I rolled a 6. My target numbers were 4 and 6.
Okay, so I believe that is only one success.
Right, so a weak hit, mark progress twice, but you expose yourself to danger. So
now
you are in a bad spot.
How does momentum work?
Oh, I guess we could spend the momentum.
Well, so the momentum replaces your die value, and we're at a 5, which would put us at 7.
So that would work.
Now, does it replace? Your action score is 4. Does the action score include the? Okay, so the action score does include your pluses. So it would take us from a 6 to a 5 if we use the momentum, because you don't get to add your pluses to the momentum.
Okay, so then it doesn't help us.
So it doesn't help us. So we're taking a weak hit, so we will mark progress
twice.
So we're going to fill in 4 boxes on this progress track.
So basically, we hit them. It's still a same hit, but now we're flying away, but we've left ourselves vulnerable.
Correct. So, we are in a bad spot. So, when you're in a bad spot, you must make reactive moves such as react under fire and clash. The outcome of a combat move will describe your current position. So, we are currently. So I think we need to clash. I think that we fire the shot and it either hits them or it's maybe it's a big warning shot, and they just take that as like a open fire. Like let's just go for it. So when you're in a bad spot and you fight back against a foe, when you exchange fire at a distance, you roll edge. So
are we in close quarters now? Is that
no,
why we're in a bad spot? No. So
I think that we just like by us firing back at them, they just decided to just unleash all of their cannons at once. So we're sort of in the fray of the actual fight now. So I think we're going to clash, and we're still at a distance because we're doing ship combat. We're not ramming them. Not currently, anyway. So it's another edge roll.
For me or for you?
I think we get to choose
who
does the rolls. Let me see what. Resolve the action.
You could help me.
Trying to find.
Aid your ally. No. Check your gear. Oh no. Check.
I could
gear.
do aid your ally.
Let's see.
In your venturing allies, protagonists portrayed by other players, you often make moves to resolve a challenge for the group. This represents that a character is taking the lead in a particular scene. Unless a move specifically offers benefits for your allies, any mechanical bonus you gain from a move is only applied to your character. Whenever you make a move for the group, allies can contribute to your action by making the aid your ally move. If they are successful, you gain a bonus you can leverage to improve your own chance of success. So, I will make the aid your ally move. To try to help.
Which then says you can secure an advantage or gain ground. I'm thinking. Oh, do we want to get closer?
So we're aid your ally. So,
if you gain ground, you can gain leverage with force, powering through or making a threat. You can roll iron in that case. If not, the secure an advantage, you can choose how you want to gain the advantage. Because, like, for example, if you do gain ground through the comms, since we have an open comm with them still technically,
right,
you could try to intimidate them, which is iron. You make a threat.
Yeah. Where is I'm missing gain ground? There it is, gain ground. I don't think we can gain ground. We're not in control.
We need to be right. Sorry.
So I have to secure an advantage. With aggression. Yeah, I can still do the same thing you're talking about. It's just secured advantage, not gain ground. So I can roll iron for aggression on a strong hit, take +2 momentum, and add +1 to your next move, which I guess I can give to you. I think that's what we're saying here.
Right. I think what you're doing is you're better in combat than me, but I'm better at shooting. So you're trying to psych me up, I guess.
Okay, so I will secure an advantage. I will roll iron. That is not good. So I just completely botched that roll.
Oh, both of them?
Yeah. I rolled an 8 and a 9 on the challenge dice, and I rolled a 1.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's +4, yeah. So almost couldn't be worse. So we're going to pay the price.
Oh, so what would pay the price?
Where's that?
I guess we have to endure harm, endure stress, or withstand damage. When your vehicle faces a damaging situation or environment. Is that the one?
No. Pay the price. There's a move called pay the price.
Oh, there is. Oh, here we go.
When you suffer the outcome of an action, choose one. Make the most obvious negative outcome happen, or ask the oracle, or roll on the table below. So, I think, I'm just going to roll on this table.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Let's see what that gives us here.
Don't roll 45 to 50. The new enemy is revealed.
I rolled 56, which is a friend, companion, or ally is in harm's way. So I think,
Which is us.
which is you. So I caused you to be in harm's way.
Well, since we're on the same
ship,
vehicle, yeah, it would. We can go down one. Your equipment or vehicle malfunctions. I really don't want a new enemy.
Well, I like the idea that maybe I'm trying to intimidate them or whatever, and while I'm also trying to maybe help like target for you or something, and maybe I get distracted myself while doing so.
Oh yeah,
and I cause the
works.
targeting to be off. Maybe
so instead of giving me a +1, you give me a -1.
We can do that. I can give you a minus. That works.
Mechanically, yeah.
Mechanically, yeah. I do the opposite of what I was trying to do. So you're going to try to clash, right?
How is that supposed to help? All right, so I guess I'm firing at a distance.
Yes, so clash. So you roll edge.
And I will add +1.
No, minus. You yeah, +1 instead of +2. Yes.
That dice keeps jumping out of the dice tray. Okay. Okay, the dice are 2 and 7. On the die, I roll a 6.
Which is 7. So it's a weak hit.
Which is better than nothing.
Not really.
What's better than a miss, I mean.
So we're going to mark progress once. So we've done something.
But now we
have to pay the price again. So I think we're hit.
I think they've been hitting us enough time, so we pay the price.
Yeah, I think we get hit. I think we endure withstand damage.
Withstand damage, yes. Okay.
So whenever your vehicle faces a damaging situation or environment, suffer 1 integrity for a minor damage, 2 for a serious damage, or 3 for a major damage. If your integrity is 0, lose momentum equal to any remaining damage. So I guess we need to figure out how much damage this is.
Well, I think it's how much damage? How do we roll? What's our integrity on the?
So we have an integrity of 5 currently.
Okay. So we get +1 from the reinforced hull.
Right. So where is it reinforced hull says what now?
When you withstand damage, add +1. And then on a strong hit, we get a momentum.
So withstand damage doesn't have a move, like the initial move does not have us make a roll. We only roll once our integrity is 0.
Oh, withstand. Okay. So we just take -1 integrity for minor, 2 for serious, 3 for major. So how do we decide?
That's how do we determine how much damage it is? Does that have to do with the challenge rank of the
Oh, I guess it's 2, so maybe that's how much damage we take.
Stacking progress. That's not helpful.
Oh, actually, if your integrity is 0 or you choose to resist the damage, so I think we're going to try to resist the damage.
Okay, that's what it is. So roll plus integrity, which is currently 5, plus 1 because of our reinforced hull.
You can roll this one.
Okay, because I caused it.
It's all your fault.
My fault. Ow. Okay.
Lowest you can roll is 7.
And that's what I rolled.
Oh my goodness! And what did you get on it?
A 7 and a 10.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I missed bad.
So you're saying on a miss, it's worse than you thought. Suffer an additional -1 integrity or lose momentum 2. If you're okay.
Okay, so we still haven't determined how much damage this is.
Okay.
Vehicle troubles. No, that's battered and cursed. That's not what I wanted.
206. Does that seem?
Man vehicles.
That's that's the same.
I was trying to see anchorages. Nope, that's not helpful.
All right. So how did we create this again? It was begin your adventure.
To actually create the ship, yeah, that was under.
Oh no, but this. I'm looking to see when we created this encounter.
Yeah, that was under. So many things open here. Set the scene. Page 131. But it doesn't have anything. It was just like in media res. It doesn't actually say anything about this encounter specifically.
I think we could say there are 2 then.
2.
Until
we'll take serious damage.
Yes, and
plus 1 because we paid the price.
Well, our choice is to lose 1 more or
to lose 2 momentum.
Yes.
And we're currently at what, 4 momentum?
We're at 5.
Did it go up 1?
Yeah, we were at 2, we went to 4, and then we went to 5.
Okay. We can lose 2 momentum then.
Okay, so 2 momentum down, and then we take 2 damage.
Okay, so our starship is currently at 3 integrity.
Right. This isn't going well.
No. So we're still in a bad place. So we either need to
clash again.
Yeah, probably clash again.
Okay. So
I'm not going to help this time.
That was the opposite of helping. Okay. All right. The 10s are 2 and 3. The dice alone is a 6.
Awesome. So,
see when you don't help? No.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So that's make progress twice.
Mark. Yeah. How much progress
we're at 7 progress right now.
And how many do we have to have?
Well, we get to choose when we want to try to resolve this combat. So that would fall under
There were two ships. I'm thinking even if we took out one of them.
There's a move that like
Oh,
ends the combat. It's a progress move because it
finish the scene.
um
No. Face danger. No.
um Okay, make decisive action says when you seize an objective in a fight, envision how you take the decisive action. Then roll for the challenge dice and compare your progress. This is rolling against our progress track. So I guess this would be how we enter it. So if we are trying to finish this battle,
Okay, so we roll +7
plus
in our
7,
case.
we roll against. So we roll 2d10 and then roll it versus 7. And if we're trying to roll on a strong hit, we prevail and we take a momentum. On a weak hit, we achieve our objective, but not without cost, and we roll on the table. So,
And we
I
are in
think
control, correct?
we are currently in control.
All right, so we don't have a penalty on that.
So I think what we're trying to do, I don't think we're trying to destroy these things. I think we're trying to get away from them. I think we're trying to get past them and get closer to the planet.
But then we're at a loss. We have to fix a ship and nothing to show for it. That's fine.
Yeah, I just think we're trying to get out of here because we don't know what's going on. We don't know who these guys are, and we're trying to just get out. So, do you want to roll this, or you want me to roll it?
I think because you stated you wanted to leave. My character's a little iffy, but you're a little more decisive in this.
Yeah.
Your character, so I think you're making the roll.
Okay. So I'm rolling versus 7. Okay, I rolled a 3 and a 7. So we have a weak hit. So we get out.
Isn't it +7? Oh no. Oh, you're just rolling the challenge dice.
Challenge dice versus the progress track.
All right, so 7 is our
7 is our target number, yeah.
Oh, 7.
So I rolled a 3 and a 7, which is a weak hit. You achieve your objective, so we get out. But we suffer on this table, which is I rolled the worst one. Are you serious?
What did you roll?
I rolled a 1.
It's worse than you thought. Make a suffer move at
-2. So
where's suffer?
Is suffer a category of moves? Yes. So the suffer moves are lose momentum, endure harm, endure stress, companion takes a hit, sacrifice resources, or withstand damage. I guess it would be withstand damage.
I think that's the best. They got one more shot off, and
we get hit on our way out. I still don't know why we can't figure out how much, like how much damage they're doing.
But I think we've settled on 2.
2 for now. Okay, so
because that will severely hinder our ship. But so our integrity is a 3 + 1.
3 + 1. 4 versus the 2 dice.
7. and the targets were a 4 and a 6. So on a strong hit, so we get 1 momentum from
Strong hit.
from reinforced hull.
We either. So does reinforced hull give us something on a strong hit?
Yes, so we get 1 momentum from reinforced hull, so we're at a 4 again.
4. Okay. And then we either gain an integrity or we take a momentum.
It says your vehicle's not battered, so we're not battered yet. I think, right?
Right.
I think as much as momentum is good, I would rather get the integrity back.
Okay, so we're back to a 4.
Right.
Okay.
Or, well, actually, how does one repair?
So there's a repair move.
Oh, there we go. Make your own repairs. It's a wit.
So this is something you can do when we land or something. Well, if we're going to Rhiannon, you can't really do much. Well, I mean, as long as you've got a respirator suit on.
Well, I can make the repairs.
Or you can do
inside as
internal
well.
repairs. If they're external repairs, you'll need to have a suit on to do it. But
Which we'll have to check our supplies, see if we have that. I don't know.
okay, so you either you make the repairs and roll wits, or you let somebody else make the repairs and you roll supply.
So what do you think?
So, I say we gain the momentum, and then you can try to fix the ship later.
All right, so we're still at 3, but now we're at 5 momentum.
We're at 5. We're currently at 5 momentum.
And then 3 integrity, right?
3 integrity, yes. So we get past. They get off one. They shoot one more time at us, but we're able to speed past it and not get hit. Oh, actually, I just saw that. I just remember that. That suffer was at -2.
What, the roll I just
The roll
did?
you just did was at -2.
Okay, what was the plus again?
+4.
So
+2 instead.
2. So, okay. Then
Is that a miss?
1. What was that? What were we rolling again?
You were rolling withstand damage. No, we were rolling. Yeah, withstand damage.
Okay, so it was a weak hit. If your vehicle's not battered, you may lose momentum minus.
Wait, I think we're doing that wrong. I think we need to endure harm first.
Let's roll back. Where were we at? We were at 3 momentum, correct?
Yeah, 3 momentum.
Okay, let's go back to there. So endure harm. When you face physical injury. Well, endure harm is more personal, isn't it?
Well, physical injury to our ship, though. Because the withstand damage is we have to be taking the damage first. Right. I think. If your vehicle faces a damaging situation or environments. Okay. This is learning a new game, yay.
Yeah, endure harm is more personal, I think. It says -1 health.
Yeah.
I think it was
foes and encounters.
Because withstand damage is for vehicles.
Hey, look, I found a stat block for a drift pirate. And they are dangerous. A drift pirate is set at dangerous. Actually, that's a person. The pirate cutlass is the vehicle. They're set at 3, but I like that these are like lesser pirates. But it really doesn't give, like... That's NPCs. Hold on.
Yeah, I think withstand damage is for the vehicle. So I think we were doing it right.
Gameplay in depth. Stand damage. Make this move when your command vehicle, support vehicle, or incidental vehicle suffers enemy fire, collisions, mechanical failures, hazard environments, the crushing embrace of a giant space squid, or any other damaging situation. When you must pay the price, you can withstand damage if damage to your vehicle is a fitting outcome. First, yeah, I think we had it right here. So you choose the type of damage. Minor is wear and tear, incidental hits, collisions. Serious is weapons fire, collisions, hull damage, hull or engine stress. So yes, so weapons fire is 2. We were correct on that.
Okay, let me just re-roll. We'll start fresh. So I have a -2 to the roll.
So you're rolling at +2 right now.
+2.
Mm-hmm.
I thought our integrity was a 3.
3 + 1 because of the reinforced hull.
Oh, right. Okay, this was infinitely worse. I rolled a 1 with 2 7s.
Okay, so that makes it 3 at 2 7s. So that's a miss. Okay.
It's worse than you thought. So for 1 additional integrity loss, but I'd rather lose the 2 momentum because we can't lose 3 integrity.
Or yeah. Okay, so we're going to be at 1 integrity.
And 1 momentum.
Yes, and 1 momentum. Then if your vehicle is at 0 integrity, which it's not. So we get away, but we're hobbling. We're barely making it out of this area.
We got away, but they're not doing us.
Right. And so we get in, we come down towards the planet Siren.
I would rather go behind some asteroids and stuff and try to repair.
Well,
we land.
I think we just need to get out of the air, because even if we're behind an asteroid and if those pirates decide they want to come after us,
True.
So I think we need to get out of the void and down onto a planet.
That's true. Okay, we can do that.
So I say, let's get to the surface, and we zoom off, and we land, and we find the area where we find the island that's generally in the area where we enter Rionen. It may not be in the exact place it was the last time we were here, but it's...
The question is it considered at a facility, or do you think it would still be considered in the field if we do it just after we land?
I think if it's right after we land on just on the island, I think we're in the field.
Okay, now the question is, I think we have to do what's it called? Check your gear to see if we have gear for me to work outside. Or do you think, because that's
so repair says when you make repairs to your vehicles, modules, mechanical companions, or other devices, envision the situation and roll. If you make your own repairs or direct a companion to make repairs, roll wits. If you obtain repairs from somewhere else, roll supply. On a hit, gain repair points is the appropriate situation per the table. Additionally, you may sacrifice resources and exchange each -1 of supply for 1 extra hit repair point. So, right now, the max you can gain is
3.
Is 3, and then we can spend those points on the stuff underneath that table. So, clear the battered impact display, which we don't have. Fix it. So, gain and integrity is 1 point each. So, for 3 points, we will gain 3 integrity. You can also spend. You can also go -1 supply to gain a 4th point to then repair it back to full.
Right, but I can always try to repair again because.
Right. Well, here's the thing. It's on any hit, so weak or strong hit, you get. Or well, weak we only get 1 point. Strong, you get 3 points. Yes. On a miss, we pay the price.
Well, basically, they're not. It's not. We could lose the reinforced hull.
Or we could not have the necessary components to repair the ship at this time.
It's going to cost more.
Cost more. We need to go get a part. We need to, you need to be at a specific location, that kind of stuff. So we may have to fly around with a hobbled ship.
But odds are, unless I roll really bad, I'm gonna fix 3 points.
Right. So I think you just need to try to repair. We land. You try to repair the ship, and I will go try to find Creed.
All right. Let's try roll wits. So +3. Okay. Not the worst outcome.
And because of your gearhead, right. You get to add 1 and take an extra repair point or a momentum on a hit.
So I had a +1. Okay, so
it's total +4.
It's a +4. Oh, I'm looking at that number wrong. I'm trying to. So 4 + 4 is 8.
8.
I didn't need the +1. So we go up 1 momentum to from gearhead.
Oh, or do we want the momentum or do we want the repair point?
No, it's and.
Oh, is it and now?
Yes.
Okay, so must have an old version of the card then, because mine says repair point or momentum.
Oh, yeah. No, the online here it says.
Let me check the book and make sure, because you're on Roll20, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not on Roll20. This is a separate program entirely. It's not Roll20.
Okay. Let me.
But I also have the assets. Gearhead. Where's Gearhead? Gearhead. It says and.
Okay, so they must have felt that it wasn't potent enough on its own. So cool. So we're at 2 momentum?
Yes.
And you have 4 points.
So
which
+4.
4 will get us all the way back to full.
Oh, so okay, I misread that. Well, either way, 4. Okay, so I just still had the +3. I thought I was adding a +4. I thought it was a +1 to the roll. Oh, okay, now I understand. Add a +1 and take. Okay, so what ended up happening? I got 2 successes, so 4. Yeah,
3. So 4 repair points, and the only thing we really can spend them on right now is integrity, because we weren't battered or anything like that. So we are back up to full integrity on the ship. You did a good job repairing the ship, which I guess is what you're here for.
Did you doubt me?
Okay, so I went to go find Creed while you were working on the ship. and I go over to the usual dock area where he docks his pod.
Actually, I'm gonna suggest maybe we'll call it here. We landed, we repaired the ship, and we'll start off with finding Creed.
Okay, I mean, because I was gonna. My thought was I was gonna find him and have a conversation with him, and then from there maybe we go ahead and swear our iron vow.
Okay,
That's what I was thinking. But I mean, if you want to wait, we can do that too.
Only because I have to step away.
Okay, that's fine.
In about 20 minutes.
That is fine. We will do that when we come back. We have the ship repaired. We made it safely, kind of, to the planet of Siren, headed towards Rionen. And I think that we have a fantastic start to a story, and I'm looking forward to the next session. So, if you want to do
that was a nail biter.
It really was. So we're still learning the system, and it'll be a little bit of a learning curve. But I think overall we'll figure it out, and I'm enjoying the system so far. I think I love the way that the dice work, and really excited to see where Buzzard and Snipe head next. And so you want to go ahead and give a little outro and before we head out?
Well, thanks for Omega Man and anyone else who joined us. And
Omega Man in the chat, that's my brother. That's my brother Tanner. So I appreciate him telling me my mic was too low.
And so this is obviously, well, it's my first time playing, and
mine too.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. I said, we're still learning, but I said it's still a lot of fun and a lot of different options. Like I've played Powered by the Apocalypse games, like Dungeon World and a few others, The Watch, and it's like, well, the moves are all common. Instead of there, you usually have a playbook with a set of moves for your type of character. This one I like that they just open it up and then you have stuff that augment these moves.
Right. The assets help you with the specific moves, and I like that a lot. Yeah. I think the biggest thing is going to be remembering to check your assets. Does any of this help me right now? So.
Yes. So, yeah, as I said, this is a lot of fun so far. As I said, we almost had to restart the campaign. But hey, that would have been fun too. So, but yeah, I'm glad to play these characters a little longer.
For sure. Interested to see kind of where we go and what sort of vow we end up swearing and where that takes us. So, I'm DJ. This is the Griffin's Nest. So we should see tentative play date for the next time 2 weeks is the 8th of April. That's tentatively probably when we'll play the next session. Barring any personal issues between either of us, but hopefully, I'm gonna look into possibly Roll20 and getting us a new overlay, and we'll have some character art next time. And so I'm excited for what the future holds for Ad Astra, the crew of the Poltergeist. So, thanks for watching. If you, I don't know how many people we ended up having jump in during the game. If you're watching this afterwards, leave a comment down below. Let us know what some stuff you want to see in the campaign. We might look into that, and hopefully, I've got a group put together for the Morphin Hack Power Rangers playtest. We haven't set a date yet. We were trying to put together a group of 5. We ended up with a group of 4, and we've got an idea to make that work. So I'm looking forward to that. Said I'll have a date. I'll post it on the AdTab group whenever I have that information available. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully that turns into an eventual long-term campaign with an original team. I think the plan for this playtest is to play the OG Mighty Morphin team and see where that goes. So looking forward to that too. And I'll see you guys next time on the Griffin's Nest.